Happy Friday, good afternoon, welcome, and thank you for being with us another time. We are so grateful to God to be in the land of the living, but most of all, to be in His presence and in your presence to deliver what thus said the Word of God. We'll be talking today on a very powerful topic that is plaguing our society. It's not a one man thing, it's an every man thing because it affects all of us one way or the other. When you look at the broader aspect of the topic or the subject that we'll be speaking on today, it affects everybody one way or the other. And unless we put some stop to it or find some solution to the problem, it's going to continue to grow. We are already at a large number and it's not getting smaller anytime soon. It's going to get bigger. So we're here to give you some information and the crisis that we have on our hand, a problem that we have on our hand, to see if we can look into what the statistics are saying and see how well we can help in any little way possible. Because if we don't step in and we don't step up and try to help to fix the problem, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. And it's all over the globe. But the statistic that I'm going to bring to your attention today is from right here at home in the United States. So we are going to jump right into work into our presentation today. It's a whole lot of information. I will not be able to go through all of it today, but I'm going to give you as much as possible that I can give within the time frame, and we'll come back and pick up where we left off. For information helps solve the problem. It's up to you what you do with it or what you don't do with it. The problem will will be solved if you do something, or the problem will remain if you don't do anything. Okay? So here we are on our topic. Our topic today is fatherless home. Fatherless home. And almost everybody can speak or attest to a fatherless home, whether it's in your personal home, whether it's friends and family or co-workers, or you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who have a fatherless home or experience a fatherless home. So we have a crisis on our hands. 18.2 to 18.4 million big ones. That's the amount of homeless children without a father we have in this country. 18.2 to 18.4 billion, million rather, big ones. It's in our home and in our society. It is called fatherless home crisis. It's a crisis. It's not something to ignore, overlook, bypass, sweep under the rug. We have to face it because as I go through, you will see the effect of it. It is happening right now in front of our eyes. But if we don't do something about it, it's just going to get worse. The foundation of the home is built on the man slash the father or the father, okay? And when that foundation is absent, the house will collapse. A man's figure or a father may be living in the home, but it still doesn't have any foundation. So a man can be there, but we call them man to or a man shadow. They carry no weight, no substance. So it might as well he wasn't it might as well that man is basically out of the home. He's there as a shadow, as a shell. Don't bring no substance to the home. When a man failed to honor his fatherhood duty and responsibility, he defeat his family and overwork the woman. Mhm. When they don't step up to their responsibility, the woman have to step up to the responsibility when it's not so. It should not be so. God, that's not what the order of fatherhood is. Okay? 40 years ago, the man brought home the bacon. That's four generation or one generation ago, 10 decades. It would be the man bringing home the bacon. Today, right now in present, the woman owned the pig and the bacon. You see the reverse? Because the man is nowhere in the home, or he's there, but he's not working. He's a couch potato. So the woman have to bring home the bacon, all right, and the pig. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. You can somebody up there can agree to with that. Okay. So what do you do when you are a man and when a woman makes more money than you? Men fall apart. They don't know what to do with that. They don't know how am I supposed to feel like a man. All right? Because they're tired, they're falling behind, they're not stepping up to the plate. So they feel threatened by the woman. So they're asking all these questions. What am I supposed to do now that the woman makes more money than me? Look, the Bible said, the rich and the poor meet together, but God is the creator of them all. Is what you do with what God gives you. Look at the talent 1 5, 1 3, and 1 2, and 1 1. And what did the one did? Bury it. So the woman can have two or more talent. You only have one. Whatever your hands find to do it with your whole heart, and the Lord will bless it. So don't complain that the woman makes more money than you. Get up off your butt, because guess what? When laziness and hunger takes you over, the Bible said you take up arms. All right? Now you complain that the woman makes more money than you. What am I supposed to do? You don't feel like a man, because guess what? You're losing your manhood. So if you make more money than me, then he feel less than a man. You see? Because now the woman is bringing home the bacon. And look at it. Not only is she bringing home the bacon, she's bringing home the pig. So she own the pig, she have to own the bacon, because bacon comes from the pig. And even when the women have all these accolades behind them, they still get less recognition and less pay than the man who doesn't know anything. So when you look at it in society, it's still not equal or level out. Woman was always the underachiever. Now they dominate every aspect of the job world and business sector, and its view and consider the man and she's view and consider the minority to men. You see, it's still upside down, even though the man ain't performing, ain't doing his duty as the father in the home. We're still speaking on fatherless home. And if we don't fix the problem is going to it's going to be like a kangaroo, just eat away our society. And then we have a delinquent society with no fathers in the home. Cause and categories. The absence of a father can be categorized in physical absence, one living outside of the home, and emotional absence, living in the home but psychologically unavailable. So it's two categories. One is physically absent, is nowhere to be found, and the next one is living in the home, but he's disconnected, he's unattached, physically, mentally, and emotionally. He's physically attached. So when you look at it, he's serving no purpose. The causes range from so-called economic, systematic so-called economic pressure and relationship breakdown to personal struggle with mental health, substance use, and intergeneration trauma. These are just a few of the causes. Let me go over the cause and categories once again so we can identify them more clearly and try to address the problem on a group or individual or a nationwide or a countrywide level. Okay, so the absence of father can be categorized in physical absent, one living outside of the home, and emotional absent, living in the home but physically unavailable. Causes ranges from sister social economic pressure and relationship breakdown to personal struggle with mental health, substance use, and intergenerational trauma. Now, let's talk statistic, because numbers does lie. All right. So if let's go back to the causes. So if you have a household that is affected by one of these category or one of these causes, you got to seek help. Don't sit there and wait until you are broken down, wherein which you take matters into your hands rather, by abusing your wife, killing your children, killing yourself. Seek help while you need it. It is not shameful for a man to call out for help. Don't look at it as it's a woman thing. Woman asks for help. No, you as a man need help. You're human in a body. Ask for help as is needed, because thy man look out for thy man self. So if you choose not to look about your mental illness, your economic problem, who else is going to look about it for you? Because remember, you source, so you have to produce, you have to provide. So whatever your source, you gotta maintain. Remember, you're a father, you need to be the foundation of the home. And if you are not being the foundation of the home, who is gonna take up your situation? Who is going to carry your burden for you? So you get the children, your job is to maintain the job. Okay? Statistic, we're going to talk about statistic, because statistic doesn't lie, our numbers doesn't lie. Okay, according rather to the US Census Bureau of 2025, the father absence crisis in America alone, is 2.2 million children, one in four. So you have a one in every four homes, all right, live without a biological step or adopted father in the home. Just think about it. Think about it. Let me repeat that again. Make it so it can hit home. Because until we see numbers, hear numbers, we don't see it as a problem. This is just last year, 2025. This is the Census Bureau of America. We are talking about America alone. The father absence crisis in America is 2.2 to 2.4 million children don't have a father. That's one in four homes live without some kind of father figure. Mothers cannot do what fathers are to do. Fathers cannot do what mothers are to do. So wherever the father role needs to be demonstrated, a father needs to demonstrate it. Wherever the mother's role needs to be demonstrated, the mother needs to demonstrate it. You see, so you can say my mother is my father. You are lacking. Yes, he may provide the bacon, keep the roof over your head, but there are many things that a father needs to tell their son the mother cannot do it. And that is the reason why they seek a father figure out on the street, because the father is not there. So there's no biological father, which is a birth father, no stepfather, nor adopted father in the home. So you left like a rogue, nobody there. That is enough children to fill New York City twice, or Los Angeles four times over. Just think about it. 18.2 to 18.4 million. And New York and Los Angeles are the two largest cities, are not only cities, but yes, in the United States. And if the homelessness can fill New York twice, and California, Los Angeles, 4 times. Just think about it. We have a big problem, a very big problem. Research also show that a father's absence affects children in numerous unfortunate ways, in a lot of ways. Unfortunate for the children, but they are the ones who feel the brunt. When a husband decides that he doesn't want the mother anymore, it hurts the mother, but the danger lies at the foot of the child. They are the ones feeling the brunt. While a father presence make a positive difference in the life of both children and mother, the undeniable amount of our children is suffering from absence of the father. And I can speak on that wise. And as I will explain it a little bit later, but let's give you more information. All right. When a child is raised in a father absent home, they are affected in the following ways. Just listen to this. By the time I finish teaching, or by the time one of you, somebody out there, listen to this audio, you will think twice before you get a divorce. Think twice before you get Dick, Tom, and Harry pregnant and not being in the hole, not being a part of that child's life. Think twice before you get a divorce or want to be separated. So the homes, they are affected in the following ways. One, greater risk of poverty is struggle. Two, my husband always said two hands better than one because one hand can't clap. Mm-mm. So if I bring home $50 and the man bring home 100, that's $150. But if I only the wife bringing alone $50, we $100 short. So two can build a stronger foundation than one. That's what it is. So it depletes the poverty rate of our children. All right, so that's one. Number two, they are more likely to have behavioral problem, acting out, causing problem in the school, in the home. Mama can't control them anymore because they act him out, because they miss their parents. And the thing that happened most, the children blame the next party that is left behind. They're blaming their mama because they're gonna say it's because of you why daddy leave us. You didn't love him anymore. You did something wrong. Those are the things, and resentment start to play and demonstrate out in the child's life. There is a greater risk of infant mortality. There's a they are more likely to go to prison. Idle hands, Satan find work, get idle hands. So you don't have no father figure, nobody to groom you, nobody to direct you. Guess what? You find yourself in trouble. They are more likely to commit crime, more likely to become pregnant, your teen as a teen, more likely to face abuse and neglect, more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol, more likely to suffer obesity, and more likely to drop out of school. Those are the risk, or those are the things that will affect children when a father, children are child, maybe one or two or maybe more, when a father is not present in the home. Disrespect to the mother, that's another one. So these are all the things that we have to take into consideration when we are going to leave the home as a man, as a father. When you decide to leave the home and leave your kids behind, these are the things that you have to take into consideration. So whatever you do in your life, is think about it, how much this is going to affect my home, my children, my wife. Okay? So look at the risk: poverty, behavioral problem, infant mortality, prison. crime, pregnancy as a teen, faces abuse and neglect, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, they suffer obesity, they drop out of school. These are all the things, okay? But now, let's look at the breakdown. The breakdown is like this. And we're going to look at this division as relationship breakdown. That's how I name it. I name every division a little bit different. So this section is relationship breakdown, divorce and separation. That's one of the main things that cause the absence of a father in the home. Divorce and separation. The delusion of a marriage or cohabiting relationship is a leading structure or is the leading structural cause of father's physical leaving the home. Can't stand the mother anymore. Mama can't stand papa anymore. Another one is unwed childbearing. Non-marital birth frequently results in the biological father never residing with the child or the mother choosing to separate from an unsuitable partner. These are problems. Parental alienation or conflict. High conflict custody disputed can sometimes result in father being marginalized or actively blocked from participating in daily family life. When you go to court, you have to share custody or you are blocked from seeing your child. We have problem. So it's a two-side thing, but we have to look at it from all angles. So we're looking at it though from a father standpoint, fatherless home. We're gonna have one with motherless home too. But right now it's Father's Day coming up. We have to talk about fathers, right? All the different angles of fatherhood. All right? The good and the bad, the pros and the can. All right? Those are the few that I pick out the relationship breakdown, why there is no father in the home, divorce and separation, unwell childbearing, and parental alienation or conflict. Those are some of the few, all right? Socioeconomic and systemic factors. Economic pressure. This is rising cost of living may require father to work multiple jobs or excessively long hours, keeping them physically away from home. Look, no amount of money can replace your children. We we earn the money as a man, but when you come home, there's no relationship with your child. It's broken up. And one thing I learned, money can't buy love. Can't. So yes, you have to work, and I understand that. However, the bonding of relationship is greater than the money. Incarceration. 90% of the 18.2 to 18.4, well, the 75 rather, of absent fathers, homeless, fatherless home rather, are caused by incarceration. Mm. The greater part of this fatherless homes crisis that we have is incarceration. And guess what? The prisons are getting larger, they're getting bigger, they're multiplying. So guess what? You have more people going in prison than more that are coming out. So they're making these things to hold you in, not to let you out. So the point, the thing that we have to do now, and we have to consider means and ways, is how to keep our men, our brothers, our uncle, our fathers, our stepfather out of the legal system and keep them in the home. We have to find means and way. And as a man, You gotta walk the thin line or a narrow line to keep yourself out of trouble. Yes, trouble will find you. I agree to that. But wherever you can abstain from trouble, please, for the betterment of your life and for your children. Many men are incarceration and they will never ever see their child. They went to prison when the mother is pregnant and never to come back out because some of them receive life imprisonment. Some of them, when they come out after maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 years, their kids are mature, don't know them. So you see, you have to do your part because the legal system ain't doing nothing for you. So you have to secure yourself. Okay, legal or penal issue. This disproportionately remove fathers from household. Another one is migration, labor migration. Some people have to work abroad. I understand that very clearly. My dad worked abroad for years to put food on the table. Every 9 months out of the year, roughly maybe about 10 months out of the year, our father was never in the home. Never. Because he worked out, migration, migrate rather, to put food on our table. But when he comes back for the 2 months, he loving us. You see the point what I mean? But we grew up in the church. So the church helped to structure us. And we had uncles that would watch over us while he's gone to make sure that we have food on the table. We don't have to steal from nobody. So that's relocation for employment. Example, like the military deployment, seasonal workers, or travelers trade, physical separation from their families for long period of time. So I'm a living testimony of that part. Okay, migrant labor. Physical and behavioral issue. Substance abuse or substance use. Many fathers are are users rather. It means you use some form of drugs. You're addicted to drugs or alcohol. These two things will destroy your family for good. Destroy your life, destroy your family life, and even cause death. It creates an unsafe domestic environment for your children. Mhm. So, mama can take the alcohol drinking or the drugs using, kick you out. Because guess what? Whatever activities performed in your house with children, they are learning and they will pick up. So guess what? It's best for you to have a good relationship in the home and keep that home clean than you try to make the home unsafe. So if you are one who abuse drugs and abuse alcohol, guess what? The court will remove you from the home to protect the children. And that is just fair. That is just fair. Okay? The second one under psychological and behavioral issue is mental health struggle. And this is where, for the past couple months of this year, you see so many men are killing their fiancé, good, decent women who is not mayor, running for governor, whatever category. Remember, mental sickness doesn't have, it doesn't carry black, white, or poor and rich. No, we all struggle with something. And we have seen high power, high ranking men that suffer mental illness. There was one recently on the TV where the guy killed six of his family member and six of his children rather, and one niece. You see, because mental illness. Another ex-governor killed himself, killed his two children and his wife. So it's no shame in the game to cry out for help. Because if you don't cry out for help, the end result is going to be death. And if it's left untreated, mental illness, it will bring severe depression. And once you go into depression, anything is anything is possible. So you have unresolved PTSD. Such can leave a father emotional, withdrawn, or psychologically unavailable, even when he remains physically in the home. So even though he's in the home, anything is possible. Have a gun in the home, something telling him in the head, guess what? It kills the children. So we have to face these problems. It's real. It's real and it happen on a day-to-day basis. So don't put a bandage over it. Don't cover it up. Speak about it. Ask for help. Please ask for help because we're losing too much of our children because of this kind of situation, and we're losing too much of our dads, our brothers, our uncles, our grandfathers because of this help, of this situation, not asking for help. Intergenerational trauma. Many fathers repeat the cycle they experience as a lack of a positive male role model in their own upbringing can leave them without the confidence or tool needed to parent. Because they were abused, they go through some psychological trauma in their life. They grew up and start having kids, they don't know how to deal with it. Guess what? Those old things start to rehash and they start to go through it because they never seek help when they were younger, when they were going through it. So now they're older. Here comes a problem again and don't know how to deal with it. So you have to identify the problem. Your brother and uncles and grandfather, cousin problem becomes your problem, become a society problem because they live among your children. So guess what? They may just flip. And we have seen that. So we're speaking aloud now. Speaking aloud, hoping that somebody will hear, somebody will listen, somebody will take action. Okay? So that category was as psychologically and behavioral issue. Those are some of the issue, the thing. Personal and cultural dynamic. All right, we look at it because it's wide. It's not a one thing for everybody. So you have to look at it wide. So under this slide, value disconnected discussion and platform like Quora or Rebel suggested that shifting cultural norm around marriage and the preview primary role of father, example, equating fatherhood solely with financial provision rather than emotional presence rather contribute to distance. So when you start to say, oh, it's just a money thing, no. It's a cultural, no. Just because the person is black, no. It doesn't happen like that. Fatherless homes hit white, black, brown, green, yellow, pink. You see what I mean? Uptown, downtown. It doesn't matter. Rich family are still fatherless. Poor family are still fatherless. Because something, one out of these four categories, cause the home to be homeless because it's a relationship breakdown. So when it's socio systematic factors, whether it's psychological behavioral issue, whether it's personal cultural dynamic, whatever whatever the relationship is, divorce, and rich people love to divorce. First thing, I have my money, I don't need you. But your children require much more than money. Okay? So we're still on statistic, but in this slide, we'll be looking at percentage, how this thing is breakdown. So guess what? You can say is the black alone. The black can say is the white alone. Mm-mm. No, it's an everybody problem. Everybody problem. So we all have to face it. We all have to handle it. And the percentage wise, the percentage of children living in single parent home by race, ethnic includes black or African American, 50 to 60% of household. Hispanic or Latino, 29 to 44% of household. White, non-Hispanic, 20% to 31% of household. Asian, 19 to 28% of household. Fathers absent disproportionately affect Black children, and nearly a quarter of American children live in father absence home. I have a table, and I'm going to break down this table to show you where we are. The table goes like this: an ethnicity of children, and we have five, one, two, three, four, five slides, five column rather. And I'm going to go by column to show you something. All right. So on the ethnicity of children, white, living with both parents, 74.6. Living with only one parent, 17.4. Living with matter of fact, living with mother only, 17.4. Living with father only, 4.4. Living with both parents, 3.6. That's white. Now we move down to black. Living or live with both parents, 39.7. Live with father only, 48.1. Live with mother only rather, 48.1. Live with father only, 5%. Live with either one or the other parent, 7. Let me see. With either parent, 7.1. That's black. All right. Hispanic. Living with both parent, 67. Living with mother only, 24.9. Living with father only, 4%. Living with neither with parent, 4.2. And the Asian is 86% living with both parent. Living with mother only, 8.5. Living with father only, 2.2. And living neither with parent, 2.4. So you see, it's right across the board. It's everybody affair. Everybody business. Everybody is facing the problem. Everybody. So one can point finger at the other and say this is just for this group of people. No, it is not, because everybody is facing it. Let's continue. In 2017, 35% of unmarried parents cohabitate, and 53% of unmarried parents were solo mothers. That's by choice. Resident fathers have consistently higher level of involvement than separated or divorced and non-resident father. So you see, even the fathers that are living there, They have no relationship with their children. So you wonder why are they living in a home? They have no relationship. Don't bring them to the park. Don't go to their games. Don't go to their dance class. Don't do nothing. However, both type of father did not have statistically different involvement when their child was 1 year old. Some additional facts revealed by the study include separated and divorced fathers have a high level of involvement than non resident father. Father involvement was found to decrease over time. Father with education, including high school or bachelor degree, were found to be more involved. Because guess what? What the children are doing surpass some of the parents, some of the fathers' knowledge. So they just don't bother with it. I don't want to deal with it. So because they feel so unlearned, so they don't want to be seen with their kids. All right. The data supported the root cause of most problems in society today could be prevented if fathers were present, and that's a fact. Fact. Because they could supervise over their children, put rules and regulation in place where it's needed, gird them up where needed. But when there's no father, all hell broke loose. All right? They could actively involve in their children or child's life. The research also pointed to the importance of father involvement as a positive factor against these top 5 areas that affect a child's well being. Number one, high rate of depression and suicide. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Children are depressed when they lose their father. They lose their father. Because some children are much closer to their dad more than some. But whichever way, when the father is absent, it triggers something in that child or children. So the quality of father involvement is associated with higher level behavioral problem. Research found that children with stable father figure had better cognitive and socio-emotional outcome, which is true. Number two, greater chance of substance abuse. The quality of a father involvement have direct correlation to early substance abuse, regardless of gender. An absent father, child with abusive father, are those that abuse drugs are at much higher risk. That's a fact. Just look around us. Who are pulling the triggers? Who are shooting up school? Children, most of them don't have any father figure. Most of them are mentally unbalanced because there's no fathers in the home. Mama can do everything. As I said before, what's a father role? It needs a father. What's a mother role? It needs the mother. Number three, high rate of crime, which is true. Father absence being closely linked to criminal activity for young men and and was a predator for and was a predator for higher rate of youth assault, which is true. Also, a poor quality relationship has an impact on delinquency. That's true. Next factor, which is number four, early sexual activity. And I can speak of this is true. because I lost my nephew where my niece lost her dad at 16. They are going to look for shelter from somebody else. And no man stretch out their hand and don't have one stretch back out. Mm. So guess what? You're drawn into sexual activity from an early age. Study link earlier and riskier sexual behavior to father absence, ad- abs- adolescence from father absence home were 3.5 times more likely to experience pregnancy than were adolescents from father present home. So what they're saying in general, so a child in her adolescence will experience sexual activity 3 times over than the one who has a father in the home. Because my nephew is very protective of his daughter. But now he's dead, who is going to protect the daughter? So we have to step in to be that guard for her and ensure her that, look here, your stability still remain even though your dad is not around. And that's what caused young girls to go into sexual activity from an early age because there is no father. That's why I am pressing that the fathers who are alive, please wake up. You are putting your children at risk. And nowadays we could say it only the girls, but we can say that anymore. The boys are at risk too. So you gotta wake up. Look at the danger that you are putting your children into. As a father, you are their protector. And if you drop the ball, what is going to happen? Number five, poor educational outcome. That is true because who is going to educate your children the more? And I'm going to give you a story. I hope that I have time to give you that story before my time run out. Okay, so let me go a little bit faster. The duration of the duration of a father absent has been proven to be a factor in a child's education success. The lowest achievement and highest risk of school failure was from adolescents without residence father figure. Through they have to start to work early, they cannot finish their education. Effect of father absence on the mother well-being. If the dad is involved, it means good health outcome for mom and the baby. Father not only affect their child well-being with their absence, but okay, but the mother of their children as well. Contemporary culture encourage promiscuous by redefine freedom and prioritizing autonomy over responsibility. When sex outside the marriage becomes normal, it is more likely the women who are left on their own to raise the result in children. Attention and depression can creep up in the absence of a husband, partner, or father. It has been shown that mothers who are either married to or co parenting with a father have less stress in their parenting, even if it is just a matter of helping with chores or interacting with your child. It provides less stress for the mother, which is true. In additional, a sample of women agreed 10 to 19 who experienced pregnancy. It was observed that a lack of partners support correlated with harmful birth outcome. Low birth weight that often result in child loss was less likely in pregnancy where the pregnant mother was receiving partner support significantly. Teen that are parent and have partner support are less likely to have pre preteen birth. If the dad is involved, it means good health outcome for both mom and dad. So you see, the presence of the father is not just for monetary. It's not just to make sure that money comes into the home. The whole aspect of the relationship, the outcome will be better. And it's the same when you flip the coin over. When the father is absent, the whole outcome of that family, 10 to 1, is going to be chaotic. So the best thing is be present, be involved, be present, be involved, because that's the only way you can save the father, save the family and a whole. All right, I'm gonna give you some more information, and let's bring this up to speed. All right, because we're losing too much of our children because there's no father, and we are losing too much of our fathers because there's no help. All right. So the questions still remain. This question still remain. If the home is fatherless, then where are the dads? Yes, we got some insight that some are working, some are outside, some are doing this. But we are the majority of our dad. If they're not in the home, then where are they? Where are they? No, this is what I gather. This is what I gather, and I'm going to give it to you. You can find it useful, or you can discard it altogether. Causes of fathers absent is a complex phenomenon produced by many circumstances and situations. Some are related to choices people make, right? Why some fathers are not there. About fertility, marriage, and cohabitation. But others are the result of unexpected event, like illness, mental illness. And we give you a little insight of mental illness, why the dad is not in the home. They have to be taken out because of the danger that lies in the family. Some are dead by suicide and death by natural cause. Some are incarceration. Either way, they're not in the home. That are just additional. Some are working abroad. They're not in the home. Some are in the home, but are not being a part of the family. You see? So when you speak about dead, I can relate to that. All right? And I'm going to give you my story and then I close. So it is very likely that fatherless has different meaning and implication for those of differing social classes. A father is called to be leader and protector of the household. This may be foreign to most fathers who choose to be absent in their children's lives. All right? And because they choose to be absent in their children's life, guess what? We have fatherless home. Now, I'm going to continue where I pause. For time reason, I'm going to give you my story and then I'm going to close. I'm a very proud aunt of my two nephews. They passed. One passed 12 years ago and one passed a year and a half ago. Either way, they left kids behind. And I implore you people, if death happened in your family, or before death even happened in your family, choose who you want to leave your kids with. Because by that way, you know that your home is going to be fatherless. And when the home become fatherless, you need somebody to care for your children, because as the statistics show, a fatherless home, the kids are more likely to drop out of school. Fast forward to my story. My nephew died. My second nephew died a year and a half, going 2 years this year, 2014, so going 2 years before. He left behind a sweet daughter, sweet, brilliant young lady. And he died when she just a little bit turned 16. She graduated at 16, so she turned 16. And he asks us to ensure her well being is taken care of. We're talking about fatherless home. And yesterday, she graduated from nursing school. And she makes me one of the proudest aunt there is. That child topped all her classes, graduated with two trophy, first place in practical and theory, and seven certificate in all different aspects of her class. Because when her father passed, we decided we're going to send her to nursing school before the father died, and he died. We didn't drop the mantle. We kept her going, her aunt by the father's side, and I myself and my husband, we kept her going, and she did us proud yesterday. Very proud of what she had achieved. So the fact that her dad is no longer with us, her home become fatherless, but not because her home became fatherless, her education get tarnished, or she become a teen mother, or she become anything, all possibility of harm and danger become her because of the absence of her father. So my thought to you today, you have your home, protect your home, protect your children, because the weight of the absence of the father is not only on the mother, it's on the children too, because they are lacking the support of one parent, while the mother now have to go work 3 and 4 jobs. Then here they are losing the mother. Mother can't come home on time to take care of them, so they're stuck with grandma. And because I have first-hand experience of it, this topic really reaches me way down in my stomach. So I'm imploring you, fathers, those who are alive, break up your folly ground, look in the mirror. What you produce, you must source. Those children that you get with Dick, Tom, and Harry and leave them there, that's not fatherhood. That's just being a donor. It's just being a donor. And for those who are working abroad, spend time, talk to your children, make bond with them, have a relationship, because that distance is going to be filled with some unlikely people, some unlikely circumstances that you're not going to like. And then you blame the child, blame the mother, blame everybody else, but not blaming you, the individual. God gives you those children. Say, happy is the man who have them in his quiver. You are to source that which you produce. Wake up. Wake up. Your children is depending on you. You are the protector, the provider. You are supposed to. So don't do foolish things that is going to cause you to go to jail. Don't do foolish things that is going to separate you from your children. Make the right decision, because decision bring consequence. And whatever decision you make is going to affect your children and your children children, Because guess what? Certain things don't leave us, it remains. So, guess what? Your responsibility is to provide, is to provide, is to maintain, is to care for those which the Lord have blessed you with. So I hope this helps you. I hope this open your eye. So when we return, we'll pick up where we left off, how what God thinks about the abandonment and the absentee of a father, some solution we're gonna give, the responsibility of a father. And if you intended to leave your home fatherless, don't do it. Think about your children. Fix you. And once you fix you, you can make a better home for your children. God bless you. Happy Father's Day to you all, faithful fathers, and even to the fathers who are not doing their due diligence. Wake up. You're still a father by giving birth, but you're not a father by being present in your children's life. So be present, be active, and let your children be proud of you because that's who you're called to be, a father who protects, who provides, and who maintains one's home. God bless you.